So for Mr. Burns, what I noticed that was really interesting, strange, revealing, or meaningful was just like the fact that they chose The Simpsons in the first place. Like when I think of famous cartoons or really popular cartoons, The Simpsons isn't the first thing that comes to my mind. So I just thought it was interesting that they felt like The Simpsons was the most iconic cartoon that they wanted to talk about. And then for what values are being represented, I feel like just family values was really important, like how they showed in the beginning when the new guy came and they were trying to like see if he knew any of their family or friends that were alive. Like you could tell family was very important to them. And then happiness was another value that I think was very important. Like the whole reason that they did the plays of The Simpsons was to make other people happy, including themselves. So happiness was also really important to them. And then something that I didn't really understand in the beginning, like I sort of understood it more as the play kept going on, was just like what event happened and why there was like this global issue, going on where people had to quarantine and stuff. Like at first it made me think of the pandemic that we're going on, and then I found out that it was about nuclear power plants. So that in the beginning was a difficult context for me to understand. Another context that was sort of difficult while reading it was interpreting when they were performing like the play and when they were just like being people in the play. Like that was confusing to me too. What do I think Mr. Burns says about the value of theater? I feel like people feel the need to be entertained. Like people enjoy feeling transported into a story. Like people just love entertainment and feeling like they can step away from real life and what's going on. Like theater was an escape for them from what was going on in the world. Why do you think humans are compelled to tell stories? I think that people enjoy making other people happy, and like that was the whole reason that they put on the play. Like towards the end, when it's after it said 75 years later, it was showing like they wanted their play to be really good. Like they wanted to outperform the other people that were doing plays too. And so I feel like that's what storytelling did for the characters. Like it gave them pride, it gave them joy to be able to go out there and put on this great performance. And I really feel like humans are compelled to tell stories just because they want to express themselves, and have other people sort of see how they feel and like connect on that. And then for 2 questions I would like my peers to discuss is if we're in a global pandemic right now, and if you thought like something like this would happen, like what would the first thing you think of would be to go see a play? Like I don't know if that's necessarily how I would feel. And then I guess like sort of following up on that, like what would you do if there was something like the event that was happening in Mr. Burns and like you couldn't have television or electronics or anything? Like how would you react? So yeah.